Hi, my name's Lynn and I am with LK Nail Art. So today I am going to be doing my own nails. So I start by taking off all of my little rhinestones and putting them to the side because I'll probably use them on a set later, and I realized I forgot one. Took it off. All right, and then I'm gonna do my nail prep. So I'm gonna push my cuticles back, cut my cuticles, and then file off all of my polish. So I haven't had this set very long, maybe a week and a half, but I got tired of it pretty quick, and since I can do my own nails, I decided to go ahead and do them. And I definitely wanted something a little bit more colorful. I know Easter is coming up, it's right around the corner, it's literally this weekend, so everyone wants pastels, but I decided that I don't want pastels. I want very bright, colorful nails. So now I am putting my base coat on because I like to put polygel over my natural nails. Because I'm very tough on my nails, I really need them to be strong. And in this video, I'm only going to be doing my left hand. I did do both hands, but this video was already over 2 hours long. So I figured I would just show you the one hand. So I'm using the Macart nail extension gel in Siesta. That is my go-to color. I really like the base of it. And with that, I can usually just go over it with one coat of my go-to gel polish. And I'm sorry, I'm adjusting the camera here. Obviously, I am not always in shot, I guess you could say. Um, Unfortunately for me, being new to all of this, I'm still getting used to making sure I'm in the shot, making sure my hands are where they're supposed to be, and my video is actually getting got, I guess you could say. Um, so I am just putting on the polygel and trying to make sure it's as even as possible. And any excess I'll put onto the next finger I'm working on. Personally, I like starting on my pinky because then I have a less chance of bumping into it later or having to reach across over my nails that I've already done. To me, it just is easier. And I'm taking that smaller bead and I am just evening it out. So into the lamp it goes, and then I'm going to take some more polygel and go on to the next finger. And I'm basically going to do this on the whole hand. Um, but yeah, so I started doing my nails, I think right before COVID, because I had gone into a nail salon and was trying to get my nails done before a wedding I was going to, and I walked in there. I wanted a French manicure. Um, I think they put nail tips on me. I can't remember if I had my nails long at this time, but I remember walking out of there and looking at my then boyfriend and being like, I hate these nails. And he was like, go back, have them fix them. And I was like, no, I can't go back and have them fix them. I walked out and I tipped and everything because I felt so guilty. And I was like, oh my gosh, this was such a waste of money. And in the end, I did end up going back in there and having them redo my nails. And they were super nice about it. They were like, oh, okay, we'll fix them. Like, no big deal, no problem. But unfortunately, every time after that, I went and tried to get my nails done. It was the same thing. I never liked the way they looked. They were always lumpy and bumpy. And I think like dip powders were really fast and convenient, and they just wanted you in and out. And I understand it's a business. It's one of those things. They want you in and out so they can get the next person and get their money. But for me, I was just like, I was so dissatisfied every time I went and I did my nails. So I was like, I see people doing their nails all the time. I could do that. I could totally do that. And when I was in high school, I did art all the time. I was like, I'm an artist. I can totally do this. This is so not going to be hard. And let me tell you, for the first probably 2 or 3 years, my nails were so bad, so ugly. But I did them. So to me, it was like, if I'm doing them and they look bad, that's fine. But if I'm paying somebody to do them for me and they look bad, then that's a whole nother story. Now, I know I was going to, just a chain nail salon and that is, just wants people in and out. And no, I didn't know at the time that, there were people who could do really nice nails. However, doing nails for me has now become a sort of me time, relaxing time. And I usually do my nails every 2 weeks. Now, I think I'm pretty much down to every 2 weeks because now that I have almost all the supplies I could ever need, minus a few colors. I have so much gel polish, but there's always a new color um, that I, find and I'm like, oh, I want that. Um, I just do them all the time. And, I'm not a professional. I am not licensed or certified or in cosmetology or anything like that. My background is in healthcare. And I know you're like, oh, she's in healthcare. She has long nails. Blah. Well, I no longer work in a hospital where having short nails is a must. So now I'm at that point where like I can have long nails, I can have them look pretty, and it doesn't affect my patient care, even though I do like see patients, but not in the sense of where I'm taking care of them. And I do have was it like one of those nail brushes when you wash your hands? So I really, really get under there and I keep my nails really clean. Working in healthcare, like I understand it's one of those things. It's like taboo to have long nails, but a girl wants to be cute. So here I am being cute. Anyway, so now that I have finished, I'm just gonna wipe off the tacky layer and I'm showing you my other hand because I thought I was going to do a whole video about, doing both hands, but I decided against it. So now I'm just like finishing up like the filing of the polygel, and I just want to make sure that everything looks perfect. And as you can see, like my other hand is done already. At that point, like I had done my other hand and I was just doing like the finishing touches. um so it's just basically making sure the nail is shaped the way I wanted and making sure my lengths match. And so it's pretty boring stuff, pretty typical. Just, yeah. I right now am really into almond shaped nails. Maybe it's a trend, maybe it's not. I don't know. Um, I just kind of do what I think looks pretty. But yeah, so I mean, that's a little about me, how I got into doing nails. I am also working on setting up an Etsy store because I am now making press-ons for my coworkers and friends who want them. I learned how to do the coin method of sizing out nails, which is where you set your hand next to a penny or a quarter or something and you take a picture of it, and then you do the same thing for your thumbs. And you'll do that for both hands because I don't know, I know I have like my left hand uses slightly longer or bigger sizes of nails as opposed to like my right hand, right? So we do that. I can size them out like automatically with the picture they send me on my phone just by adjusting the size and go from there, and boom, you're all set, right? It was really interesting. If you're interested, I suggest looking something up on YouTube or maybe even TikTok has some. But yeah, um, so I'm working on setting up a little Etsy store for that to make custom nails. And so far, I've made 2 sets. And there's me adjusting, trying to get back into frame again. Um, so far, I've made about 2 sets, and I've made some shorts and TikToks, reels, whatever you call them, and I've tried posting them. And, they have a few views, but it's getting there. All right, onto the good stuff. Putting on that base coat. So this is a base coat I got off of Amazon. I think almost everything I'm using I got off of Amazon, minus those Lisa Frank nail stickers that you see in there. Those were a gift for me a couple years ago, and they are, oh gosh, I can't even remember the name of the company that the collab was with. I think it was Orly, maybe. Yeah. And my sister gifted me these nail stickers because she knows I really was into nails, but those nail stickers were way too small for my nails. But I have been using them slowly, and what I'm doing is I cut them out. Oh, here it goes. So after I cured that one coat, I went ahead with a matte top coat because I want to do some nail art, and when you want to get those really nice crisp lines, a matte top coat is best. And then when you mess up and you have to wipe it off, it's so much easier to clean up. Um, but back to the nail stickers, I've been using them by just cutting out the parts that I want and sticking them onto the nail that way. So here I'm trying to decide what's going to go on what hand and which I like best together. So I figured that out. And these are the different colors that I'm using today. And most of my polishes are Beetles nail polishes. I don't have any kind of affiliation with them. I just really like a lot of their polishes, and I'm not a free man. Sorry. I like a lot of their nail polishes, and they're affordable. Uh, Before I had the job that I have now, and I'm not made of money by any means, but before I had the job I had now, like I was a kid in college just trying to get by, and I wanted to do something I liked, and Beetles was the affordable brand to go to for me. And I just read reviews, picked something up on Amazon, and went for it. But yeah, most of the stuff that I use does come from Amazon, and I believe this was like a gel liner set that I had gotten off of Amazon. These little gel liners that I'm using, and like I said, I wanted to do something colorful, so I decided to pick some like bright neon pink, bright neon blue, green, orange, and then like this fuchsia purpley color, which looks pretty similar to that pink that I already have on my nails, but it's a little bit different, to me at least. So I'm putting the green and the orange on my palette, but I won't be using the orange on the palette. I thought I might, but I decided against it. And this green is a little sheer, so Beetles, their formulations are usually pretty opaque, especially the last few that they've come out with. I know when I first started using them, some of the colors were not very opaque, and you had to use a lot of coats to get any kind of coverage. It was kind of annoying. But you know, for the most part, they're good. This green was a little sheer, so I did do 2 coats of that. Anywho, so as I'm applying the second coat of this green polish, yeah, the Beetles was the easy go-to thing on Amazon. I really like Beetles, Macar, Model 1s, and then I have a couple of off brands that I use just randomly. Nothing like, just some like, I guess, knockoff like Korean polishes. Oh, so here we go. So I am cutting out this little tiger, and I was inspired by Lisa Frank because I just watched that like Lisa Frank documentary. I haven't finished it, so no spoilers. I just started watching that Lisa Frank documentary, and I was like, I'm really feeling like I want some like bright, colorful Lisa Frank nails. Being a kid out of the 90s, Lisa Frank was my jam, and I was like, yes, this is it. This is me. I'm becoming the girl of my dreams with these bright nails. Anyway, yeah, so it was all inspired by that documentary, which I am gonna hopefully finish maybe tonight. Maybe that's what I'll do after I finish doing this voiceover. No, what I should really do is finish editing this video. Oh, and here I am trying to figure out what nail, what placement. And so, like I said, these are like full nail stickers, so I just peeled them off and stuck them on there. And that tiger did not want to stick to my nail, and here I am obviously struggling. Then just patted it down really good. Pat, 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 pat. And as you can see, I went from not wearing gloves to wearing gloves, and that's because I do have tattoos on my hand and I don't want the UV stuff to like mess with my tattoos. I don't know if that's like an actual thing, but it makes me feel better about it. You do you. I just don't want my tattoos to fade, and I do have a lot of tattoos, so I prefer to wear them. So, this is a hack I just figured out, and I'm going to see if it actually works. But to get your nail stickers and your foils or whatever that you're using to not chip your top coat, apparently put down some builder gel over it, and it should help it from chipping your top coat. Because I like to use nail stickers because, yeah, doing nail art is fun and all, but sometimes it's nice to just like throw a flower on there, throw a butterfly on there, and then not, you know, have to do all that work. It makes it a little bit faster for me. Um, but I noticed that my top coat was always going to chip on top of wherever I put those nail stickers. So hopefully this keeps that from happening. Okay, going in with the orange on my thumb, cleaning that up, and into the lamp. So I pulled out a little eye makeup sponge because I'm going to put a little bit of this like iridescent flaky stuff on the nail, on that nail, and on my pinky. So as you can see, I just decided to do a full color. I didn't want to do like the little squiggly French tip, I guess, that is in right now. So there, I'm just kind of patting that on. I didn't put anything down. I'm just using like the sticky layer of from the gel to kind of get that to really settle on there. And then I went over with my Beetles top coat. So I really like the Beetles top coat, especially if you're going to use like chrome polishes. It works so good if you're using a chrome polish. And like I said, I'm not sponsored by these people or anything, but if you use your Beetles, you rub on your chrome polish afterwards, like it goes on like a charm. Because I have some top coats that I really do like. They are amazing, phenomenal. Like I have this one from V Beauty Pure. I have not tested it with chrome polishes, but I had this other nail polish top coat from a different company, and it did not hold the chrome at all. You put the top coat on and then try to buff in your chrome, didn't do anything, didn't work at all. And I was like, what is going on? But Beetles is my go-to whenever I have like chrome or some kind of thing I'm doing. All right, so I painted my pinky with the fuchsia color, adding my little sparkles, flakies, iridescent flakes in the same color, and then like brushing it off like furiously again with the top coat. Because after this, I am going to go in with a chrome powder. Because I'm a little extra and I like the shininess, I like the extra sparkle, I like the extra colors. And the one that I went in with is like a pink gold shift almost. So you see those stars there? Those stars were a extra that I got in a box from Betsy, which is another nail polish that I really like. They had like these really pretty magnetic polishes that I got, and they sent me those stars. And now I understand why they sent them to me, because I was gonna try to put them on this nail, and they're huge. They're humongous, and they do not bend easily. I tried to bend them, and then it just like cracked, and I was like, oh god. Anyway, so I went in with my can't speak. I went in with my Macart rhinestone glue, and I bought these really cute candy ice cream charms, and I put those on instead. And then I'm going over my nails with the chrome powder that I just did. And I skipped my middle nail because of all the stuff that was on it. And just go ahead, buff that in, buff that in, buff that in, buff that in. And I went into my middle finger, and I don't know why I did that, because I did not top coat that finger. And I'm like, oh man, I realized my mistake and I wiped it off. But I still messed up, and you'll see. So this is where I fudged up. So that I grabbed there is not top coat. No, no, it is not. That is nail art foil glue. And I had no stinking idea. I was just like, yeah, this bottle looks the same. Okay, let's put that on. Didn't even realize that like the actual top coat is to my right, not to my left, where I've been setting everything, right? And I was like, man, this is really runny. Why the heck is this so runny? I'm like trying vigorously to like clean off this nail before I cure it, right? So I pull my hand out of the lamp. I don't see it at first, but then I take a second look and I'm like, what the heck is that? And so here I am. I'm going to show it to you in just a second. Where, look at this. What did I do? And I had no idea what I did at the point. But I figured it out, realized what I did, and I fixed it up. So now that I have fixed it, I'm going to go ahead and out of frame put that chrome all over that fingernail. Yeah, there we go. And move that chrome powder to the side, brush everything off. Really nice. All right, looking good. Then I'm gonna go in with the Beauty Pure top coat, and this is a shiny top coat. Honestly, so far I've been wearing this one for probably about a month, and I really, really do like it. I can't remember which YouTuber I was watching that was using their products, but I was really interested. Yes, it did cost a little bit more, but the shine lasts really well on it, and I have not had any of my polish chip. Not that I usually have polish chip, but I'm very rough on my nails. So I'm just going in really good around those charms too, because I don't want these to pop off. The charms that I put on last time, I lost like, I don't know, probably 4 of them. And some places I found them, other places I didn't. So going ahead, doing my thumb before I put that in the lamp to cure. All right, and that's it. I hope you like them. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Let's go.